What's up, guys? Happy Monday, April 29th. Bryce here.
T. E.
And also, we have a great interview coming for you guys later. It's Amada, Franco, and Ashleigh Randazzo.
Yep.
They were here for an interview, and they decided to stay for the entire podcast.
They're here for the whole thing.
So, go ahead and say hello, ladies. Say hello to the podcast.
What's up, podcast? Hi.
You guys will hear the interview later.
Yeah,
it's
you'll
awesome.
hear them. They have a great interview coming.
Hilarious.
But today we're going to talk NBA, NFL draft, NMSU Sports, and then we have our They Got Next segment. It's our second one. And so we'll jump right into this right after our advertisement.
Quick reminder here, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor, which is by far the most efficient way to start your own podcast. Anchor has all the tools you need to start your own podcast, which are easily available straight from your phone or computer. All these tools are free of charge, so go over and get started.
Editing your podcast on Anchor is easier than ever, and making your podcast sound great is a breeze. One perk of Anchor is that making money is extremely easy, and there is no minimum listenership.
Another thing that's great about Anchor is that it will distribute your podcast to as many platforms as you want to be heard on. If you're interested in starting your own podcast today, make sure you download the Anchor app or head to anchor.fm to get started. All right, welcome back. We're going to jump right into sports. Tennessee, let's go with NBA.
All right, last leg of the first round, Game 7, Denver and San Antonio. Kind of a controversial or weird ending to that game considering it was the Spurs, but Denver pulled it out, 1 in 7 games, basically took it down to the wire. What do you guys think about that game?
I mean, I had Denver in 7, so this was the only one in the brackets challenge so far that I've gotten right.
Yeah.
But I think Jamal Murray, Jokic, I don't know if you saw the very first play of the game.
Oh, I
That move he had.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That was ridiculous. But, I mean, talking about the end, obviously the entire Spurs coaching staff was screaming at LaMarcus Aldridge. Obviously, probably couldn't hear. I mean,
I don't
Denver
think
was
so.
probably rocking.
Well, there's 22,000 people in there.
Yeah, and, I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge, he had his back to him, so there was no way he was going to.
I don't think they knew the score because Patty sprinted up because Jamal Murray, I think he was following. Jamal Murray went around Jokic and ran away to get away from Jokic who had the ball, and Patty went and touched Jokic, and he still didn't foul him. So I don't think they knew the score.
Yeah, so because I saw it, they were up, 4?
They were up 4.
Yeah, and there was like a 3-second differential.
No,
between the shot clock
it was just a foul situation. Any others?
and they weren't doing it. I was like, what's going on? And I think even like when DeMar DeRozan caught the ball at the end, he looked up at the time and saw there was 2 seconds. And he was like, well,
I think he might have looked at the score too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be kind of quick.
yeah, that was definitely the most interesting series. But
Can we add that these girls are looking up Amada's looking up the people that we're talking about, and definitely was rating if they were hot or not. Because she looked at me and she was like, "You're gross," and she actually has the standings up.
There we
Like
go.
those don't matter anymore.
do you guys want to say anything about this Denver San Antonio series?
I just know that Josh Atkins is a Spurs fan, but he's kind of sad.
Okay,
All right.
Jamal Murray is a solid 7.
solid 7. I like this.
Hey,
Okay.
that's not bad.
Yeah. So first round is finally over. It took until literally the last day on the schedule to get it done. So move on to round 2. Philly Toronto played, and then it was kind of a lopsided victory again, and basically Pascal and Kawhi took over. They're the only 2 guys that scored in double figures. What do you guys think of that game? And are those 2 scoring that many points? Is that going to be enough to win the series?
You're talking about Pascal and Kawhi?
Yeah, Pascal and Kawhi.
Well, I mean, Pascal had 29 points on 15 shots, I think?
I don't know. Yeah, he had a lot. And Kawhi had 47. Kawhi had 45.
Kawhi's been playing.
They're the only 2 in double figures, and,
Yeah.
and Lowry actually played really well.
Yeah, Lowry, ever since you started talking bad about him, he's kind of turned.
Well, he heard it, and
Yeah.
he yelped me.
Yeah, he heard about
My Yelp review.
There you go.
I think just Pascal, man, he's playing so freaking well.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
the fact that Pascal and Kawhi outscored the entire starting 5 of the 76ers 75-74 by
The
themselves.
76ers looked like they were asleep that time.
Embiid did not look good.
You're 5 for 16 from the field, 16.
I mean, Ben Simmons is not going to be like that.
he's like,
Yeah, if you can't
regardless of if you like Jared Dudley, he's right. He's good in transition and average in the half court. I don't think he's very good whenever he has the ball.
Jimmy Butler played pretty well, but he needs to play better, especially for a guy that wants a big time contract coming up.
And he speaks highly of himself.
Yeah, he played
course he
decent, during the season. But
I mean, yeah. I don't know about you guys, but Pascal is probably on his way to a $100+ million contract.
Oh, yeah.
5 years, 105 range is what he's expecting.
Oh, yeah.
He's expected like $25 to $27 million after this.
And I've said it on every single podcast. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that we have a guy from New Mexico State
We've played
producing like this.
pickup with him before.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I threw an alley-oop to him, and he dunked it on James Mulheron after practice in high school.
Yeah, he would come
Dunked
play
it.
pickup at Centennial all the time.
I got a hot take for you guys.
Alright.
I mean, it's pretty obvious KD and Steph, number 1 duo in the league.
Okay.
Are Kawhi and Pascal number 2?
I mean, you could make the argument for Paul George and Westbrook, but I mean, in terms of duo, yeah, I don't think of any. I don't know any of any others. Kyrie and any of those, you could plug in kind of anybody,
Kyrie
but
and Tatum, Kyrie and
Horford, Kyrie.
But I mean, those guys were producing all year.
Pascal should be the most improved player of the year over D'Lo. And then,
definitely. When is
that's at the NBA awards. It's
like
right.
June?
Yeah, no,
Like June?
yeah, sometime. They used to do it after the season. I don't know what they're doing anymore, but
Okay.
that's about that. I guess we'll move on to the Milwaukee-Boston. These games were just not very good. What was it? Today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Who knows about the ones tonight? But on Saturday and Sunday, not very exciting games outside of Game 7. But Milwaukee came out flat, probably a little bit rusty from not playing, and really just got their ass whooped.
Yeah, it was. I mean, both teams had 6 days off, 7 days off.
Yeah, they both slept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, both these teams were very well rested, and for Boston to go into Milwaukee and beat them by 20, whatever.
Well, I think it helped.
22,
It
yeah.
really helped Boston because Boston's series is a little more physical. I mean, Milwaukee just kind of skated through.
They beat the brakes off of Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit. I mean, and Indiana at least put up a fight. Those games were closer, and like we talked about before, that was a scrappy 4-0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Giannis just did not look good. At one point, he was 3 of 14 shooting.
What they're doing is they're throwing bodies on him. Like, he's coming down in transition where he's elite, and he's elite at getting to the basket. And what they're doing is they're showing 2 and 3 bodies outside of the man guarding him, and they just showed him a lot of different looks. And what they did was made him see nothing but Celtics players, and that's what kept him out of the paint. They kept him off the free throw line for the most part, and they kind of just made him ineffective. And it forces guys like Middleton, who you and I really like, and it forces guys like him, who's unselfish, to be an ISO player. And without Brogdon and Tony Snell and DiVincenzo, that really hurts because, like I've said, they're so deep. They play 11 to 13 guys on any given night, and I think what they need to do, I'm assuming Budenholzer will do something good because he's an NBA head coach. What I want them to do and what I think they should do is to get Giannis posted at the nail, and I think because then you can't help for anybody that's interested in hearing about that.
Definitely. We'll turn this over. Amada and Ashleigh, do you have anything you want to input about just in the NBA playoffs that you guys have been seeing so far lately?
Ben Simmons has scored 2,616 points.
Thank you for that. We didn't know that.
I didn't know that off the top of my head.
So thank you for that. And what would you rate Ben Simmons, cuteness-wise?
I think he's a 9.
Ashley, what do you got for this series?
For Ben Simmons
or just for the series? It doesn't have to be Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons isn't my type, so I'm not going to rate him. But
wait, hold up.
This isn't your type. What is your type?
We're not talking about it. But I think what team is this? Boston.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to say cutest player, someone named Gordon Hayward.
Gordon.
Okay.
I'm not really a fan. I don't know.
What would you rate Gordon Hayward?
6.
What?
A 6.
And that's the number 1?
Yeah, there's some weird looking people on this team.
I don't know. Aaron Baines looking pretty good.
Who is this? Marcus Smart.
Oh, yeah.
That's a dog.
Terry Rozier has neck tattoos.
Oh, he has a tattoo on the back of his head with a clock on it.
Oh, it's can't always even time. see it.
Everybody else can.
Well,
This is what he looks like in all the pictures.
do they win a lot of games?
Boston.
What is that?
You changed it up?
No, I slacked a little bit.
Okay, so
Do you guys know what this is? He's about to tell a dad joke.
yeah, comes back to that joke segment.
All right. What was the problem with Jesus's trash bag?
Dude, you have
It was too holy.
He got you.
You got it. Come on.
5'2", 6'2",
7-2.
7'2". What? Really?
That was easy.
That was
7-2.
2. Do you have 2?
No, it's
They
us
have
2
to.
versus him.
Oh.
Okay, well, you need to change that.
I don't like that because there's definitely
That's
another one
a-
coming.
That's a bad take.
One more thing we got to talk about in this series. I guess we can join them together. If Boston wins this series, would it be an upset? Dude, again? All right, here we go.
No, it was an accident. Keep going.
All right, if Boston wins this series, would it be considered an upset? And Paul Pierce has already said it's over.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting there watching that little. It's him, Jalen. Who else is on there? Oh, Chauncey Billups and what's that girl's name?
Kristen Ludlow.
Whoever it is.
Yeah,
that's on
Kristen
that.
Ludlow.
He sits there and is talking about the series is already over, and I don't know. Paul Pierce.
He is the king of just terrible takes.
Him and Charles.
Well, he's just such a Celtic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. It's not definitely not right now. It's not over.
It's been game one.
Now, if Boston goes and wins the second game,
I would
Then I
then
would
we
say
can talk about it.
Yeah, I would
Because
say.
you go in and you win 2 games on the road, then we can talk about
Yeah.
it. But we're not.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce, you're canceled.
Boston's in pretty good shape though. Winning 1 on the road. I mean, you got
Oh, yeah.
a couple.
No, that's best for Boston. That's best case scenario, winning the first one.
Yep.
But we'll move on to Golden State, the Rockets. Ashleigh, just want to let everyone know during the Clippers series. Tell them what you did.
Every time the Warriors lost, I sent Bryce a pretty funny GIF of the Clippers.
Yep. And it was very
I
heartless
was
of her.
looking for an upset. Okay.
She thought it was hilarious that the Warriors were losing to the Clippers. Not funny at all. At all.
Not funny for Bryce.
And
it's blind Steph. I've seen that.
he has contacts now, so he's good. But
The fact that he was shooting 50% from the 3
with no contacts.
no contact.
with blurry vision.
Yeah,
Just like throwing it up.
It's stupid. It's really stupid. But anyways,
What's our first topic for this series?
well, first topic is the amazing W that the Warriors put out yesterday. Steph Curry coming in clutch with 25 seconds left.
Okay, why are you talking about him when KD had 35?
I don't want to talk about that yet.
Steph Curry played awful.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter to ever live.
Yes, he
Breathe.
is. Yes, he
And
is.
he proved that in the final minute of that game.
Just off one shot.
Crossing up Nene, right?
Oh, big. So what a big time move on that
that's
type of player.
That's tough, dude. Fade away, and he let the crowd know that he's here. So,
Yeah, he had 18 points.
Yeah,
Oh,
KD had 35.
Okay, it's all good. All 3 of us combined have 0, so we have over the top.
KD, in my opinion, is the best player in the NBA right
Yeah,
now.
so that's our argument. That's our first topic of this series. Is KD the best player on the planet right now?
I think he is.
I
I don't know
don't-
how you guard that.
Yeah, and here's what my thing always was. As long as LeBron was in his prime and in the league, I think he was going to be the best player. And I thought he was going to be that until like one of the last year or two of his before he retired. But I don't know. I thought right after KD joined the Warriors and beat Cleveland that first time, I thought he was the best player, and then LeBron kind of overtook that again, in my opinion. And
I definitely think KD being at Golden State has helped his. I mean, people say that hurts him being
well,
on his team. He's
bigger
gotten
market.
so much better.
Yeah.
well, he just.
It's a different game that he's playing.
Yeah, he was the one in charge whenever he was in Oklahoma City. He was the one that kind of if he went as he wanted the
they're
team
all
went.
still there?
But I mean, now that he's on the Warriors, he doesn't have to run everything. He can just find his spot, get in his groove, and just play his game.
So let's turn over to the ladies real quick.
All right, see you typing away. Give us the rundown on
What'd you
the
Google,
Warriors.
Amada?
The Warriors beat the Rockets.
Appreciate that
What's the score? What's the score?
Yeah.
104 to 100, and I don't know how many fouls they had.
Fouls? I don't know how many fouls they had, but
Who is the leading scorer?
Katie.
There we go. Kevin Riley scored 35 points.
Well, I told that last answer, but I'm gonna say that Steph Curry's the cutest one on the team. I have a crush on Klay Thompson, and
Play, yep.
also, who's the guy with like the weird not mustache, beard?
James Harden.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that because it looks really itchy, and I don't like that. But
He's had it for years.
isn't he like really good?
He's gonna win MVP this year.
Oh, my
No, I hate James Harden.
Why?
I don't like him either.
Okay,
'cause of his beard.
that brings.
Wait, what do you guys know about Marcus Derrickson?
I don't know any who.
He's good looking. He's a power forward.
Well, I know absolutely nothing. I've never even heard of him.
I know every player in the NBA, but I don't know who that is.
I like him.
Okay, so them talking about James Harden segues us into our next topic
You're
of the
welcome.
series, and there's this. Thank you guys, but there's an unspoken list, right? That of players that get fouled on every possession. It's kind of like the same thing as in football. On the offensive line, there's holding on every possession, but you choose when and where to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in my opinion, there's like 5 or 6 guys that are on the list that have been fouled every possession, and it's Shaq is number 1, LeBron's number 2, Karl Malone's number 3, Jordan's 4, Kobe, Wilt, Dwight Howard, shout out D-Swin. But those guys are in the list. Is Harden in that? This is 5 straight years now.
100%.
Yeah, is he in the list? If he gets fouled every time, regardless of what your opinions are, he gets fouled every possession, and he's in that list. This is 5 straight years he's led the league in free throws made and attempted.
Yeah, and another thing that he led the league in this year was the amount of times he was fouled
on threes,
shooting threes.
And that used
95 or something.
It used to be Jamal Crawford's throw.
Oh,
yeah, he used to own that, but now it's Harden, and it's because of the step back. The guys are closing out hard.
Yeah, here's my thing. It's half the step back, and it's half the players throwing their legs out.
Which is actually, in the last 2 years ago, they changed that rule where it's an immediate offensive foul, but like you said, you can't call it every possession.
Yeah, exactly.
So it benefits both sides, offense and defense.
He just has this amazing ability to just somehow draw a foul every time. Like, I mean, you look at the other guys on that list, you think of, like, Shaq. Shaq was just getting hacked all the time.
Yeah, he got fouled every possession.
And then,
so does LeBron.
Yeah, same LeBron, Dwight Howard, guys like that.
The bigger guys mostly.
You look at, like, Kobe. Kobe had this amazing ability to somehow get fouled all the time, get to the line. James Harden is that exact same way. James Harden will drive through the lane. Looks like he's going to just get to the bucket with ease and somehow draws the free throw. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I know, Bryce, you think Lou Will is up there too, and I agree.
Yeah, I mean, that dude...
It's a skill.
Yeah, he has the uncanny ability to get guys in the air. You saw him do it to Kevin Durant.
Or get guys to... What Harden does the best is he puts the ball... He must have really strong hands because he puts the ball out when he drives. Yeah. And natural players' ability are just to go straight down on it. He does that. And he gets his arms. He gets his arms under you, and he brings it up, and then that's what happens.
Exactly.
We'll turn it over.
I'd like everyone to know that Amada just told me we need to watch more basketball.
That's weird. just a food for thought. Okay, based off of just the looks of the NBA players, or because you actually want to watch?
Well, now I'm confused if it's good to get fouled or not.
It's very good.
Because they get to make points.
Yeah. You get free shots.
And especially if they're
uncontested free throws from 15 feet.
I once scored a half-court shot.
Oh,
I've
never hit one of those.
Really?
Yes, I'm in the real game. Only shot she made all night.
Wow.
Hey,
but it
that
counts.
shows that you got range.
Yep.
Yes.
She has range. That's the only shot she made.
Yes. If you want to talk about it, basketball isn't our strength this year.
Okay.
Give a jam.
Actually, yes, it was.
Oh.
We were in the semifinals.
Okay.
Oh, as a team, not individually.
Okay, wait. Semifinals. How many sororities played in?
So many.
So many times. How many played?
I think it was 4.
I'd also like to say, Bryce, don't cut me off.
He's moving the
This is
bike around.
actually the Ashleigh and Amada podcast.
This is the A team here.
The A-team.
Coming from your conversation about fouling, I'd like to say that the Warriors forward, I would say Draymond Green, said, and I quote, "I think we can all sit here and complain about calls after every game. That's just the nature of the game we play. Refereeing is an inactive science." And coming from a ref's daughter, I could not agree more.
Okay, well, so then let's talk about that.
Fouls build character.
There we go. So let's talk about that. What is your guys' stance on the foul calls?
I reffed basketball in high school.
Sick guy.
And
So Greg would be a ref.
I reffed the games.
Ethan refs my games.
It was it's definitely hard. Like, we sit there and like we talk crap about the refs and like say that they missed it, they missed this, they missed
It's
that.
not easy.
It's not like this game is going so fast. Like, you're trying to see different things. I mean, there's some calls that are just blatantly obvious that are missed where you're like, okay, something's up here. But majority of the time, like, you just don't see it. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's only 3 out there. There's not one per player. Like, oh, he's getting fouled. Let's call
I
it.
mean, even you can't do everything with the replay system.
yeah, no.
And you see some people get annoyed with that. And so honestly, sometimes I do
People
too.
think it takes away the validity of
Which-
basketball.
Which I can see the
The
argument.
error plays a big role in all this.
I mean, you go back and you look at
It's changed baseball too. The replay system changed baseball. It used to just be up to the eyes and the discretion of the umps.
Yeah.
And now the replay's involved because I guess it was becoming out of hand. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I'm sure we'll ask your dad about it.
Yep.
But it's replay is changing for the better and for the worse because now it's interrupting flow of the game.
It does.
Especially for baseball.
Yeah.
You know, baseball games are already long, and whenever there's a call or a miss or something that they're challenging, makes it longer. And for basketball too, if there's a flow in the game and they're like, okay, we got to go review this flagrant foul or this, if someone stepped out or not, it messes up the flow and it can completely change the game.
yeah, definitely. But So is that all we got for?
Yeah,
NBA?
keep watching these games. They're going to be. I think they're going to end up being good series. I think the Golden State one and the Houston series will be. I think that'll be the best series.
Definitely. I feel like, and I mean, like we talked about before, wishing that they could go to a 1-16 bracket. This is a potential NBA Finals, Western Conference Finals matchup. I mean, I think the Rockets are that good.
Last year for sure was.
Yeah.
I mean,
this year there's a lot of the NBA. I feel like the NBA is a lot better, not better, but like it's a lot more. The talent's a lot more spread out. This year.
Outside of the Warriors.
Yeah. So we'll get away from the NBA, and we'll move on. Ethan, let's talk about the NFL and the draft that just
happened. So we covered a little bit of on our last podcast on Friday. Talked about the first round and Kyler Murray going number 1, Bosa going 2. Giants making a horrible pick with Jones at 6.
Thank you. That was a really bad pick.
Yeah, that was bad.
I was expecting you to be all over that.
Well, I think it would have been a good pick had they waited and taken him 16th and gotten.
They probably could have gotten him later than 16th.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, because Jones wasn't rated very high.
Wasn't Haskins the highest rated quarterback outside of Kyler Murray?
Yeah, 15.
He went 15 to the Redskins.
That just shows I think maybe they thought that it was going to go in the 7 to 15 range, and they're like, okay, we can't get him at 16, so maybe they just decided to go for it. Who knows? It could pan out.
Mm-hmm.
I never know. Think about Porzingis. Going back to the NBA, think about Porzingis, the little kid who was crying after he got drafted. Now he was an all-star, and he's one of the better players in the NBA.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think not a whole lot really, caught anybody's eye. I think nothing really caught my eye in the later rounds. I definitely thought that this draft class, outside of the first couple of rounds of the defensive linemen and the linebackers, I think it was a pretty weak class. I mean, the receivers were amazing. DK Metcalf, AJ Brown.
Let's talk about that. So DK Metcalf can run 2, maybe 3 rounds.
Yeah,
a streak.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
A post.
Yeah,
wasn't Dick.
His 40 time was one of the fastest. This guy's 6'3", 220.
He's also built like a robot.
Yes, his bench was better than a lot of the linebacker prospects.
Isn't that who leads it usually?
Yeah, linebackers and linemen. And then his vertical was 41 inches. So this guy is just a freak. And then you look at his lateral movement was below average. So that just shows this guy has one speed.
Well, and then
vertical.
Exactly. And I think he fits that mold well in Seattle. I think Russell Wilson's very good at throwing the deep ball, especially on the run. Obviously, having a baseball background, baseball players are really good at that. But let's talk about how late.
So hold on, before we go, I showed the girls a picture of DK Metcalf. Before we do that, we have a joke.
Ethan.
Did you guys know that French fries aren't actually made in France?
French fries aren't actually made in France.
They're made in Greece.
Wow.
Okay. So they've
Good
shown them a picture of DK Metcalf. What do you guys think?
I like him.
If you guys don't know who it is, he is literally built like he was created.
Yeah, he looks like a video game.
This is insane.
Yeah, but that's definitely the reason why.
Greece, like Greece, like the
Yes, Greece. Like how whenever you cook.
Oh,
Greece.
I thought like French fries are not imported from Greece. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay.
Anyways, let's talk about DK Metcalf and what Amada and Ashleigh think of it.
Well, I thought it was Terrell Hanks when I first saw the picture.
He does look similar. Also, his abs look like Texas Roadhouse.
No. I think his arm is larger than my head.
Yeah, 100%.
And
He's massive.
not to call anyone out, but a football player here told me that I have a large head. So.
Okay. Well, there's your hot take.
Wait, I have one more thing. I can't believe he jumped 41 inches high.
Yeah, there's a 41-inch vert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah.
Talented.
Yeah. So,
Crazy. It was 41 actually, and he ran a 4 what?
it was like a 4 or 4.3 or something.
so a 41-inch vert.
That's
Let's put that into account of like.
I have a 29-inch vertical.
There you go.
How many rulers
the
is
highest
that?
I ever.
How many
jumped.
rulers is that?
Well, let's do the math.
Okay, so a foot has 12 inches. If you jumped 41 inches, that's almost 4 feet, right?
Like 3 rulers.
It's all are rulers.
Yes, 3.5 rulers.
But I mean,
It's like 3 rulers.
so I mean, on a serious note though, 41 inches. Like I said, that's a jump ball.
That's Des Bryant-esque.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Shameless podcast, Oscar Boys.
Like, just to plug.
It's Amari Cooper-esque, too.
Zion Williamson jumped 44 inches.
Yeah,
And
it's like Cole
Zion he easily could have smacked his head almost off the top of the backboard.
Ashleigh has something important to say.
Let's hear it.
I have some stats.
Oh.
Our best friend DeMarcus Owens jumped a 40 vertical at pro day.
Yeah, he's athletic.
It wasn't. That's true.
And I'm not just making it up to make him like sound cool for the clout. He actually did. I have a video of it.
You guys will find out here. Dio is on this podcast a lot tonight.
Yeah.
That's because we're his biggest fans.
Yes.
Wait,
Biggest
Dio really
interest.
jumped a.
Yes,
I have a
watched
video.
it. There's a video.
What did he? What is 40 in? I forgot.
A
4.4.
4.
See, that's.
But that also wasn't laser time, so probably a 4.3.
Oh,
There you go.
Well, actually, probably like a 4.25 if there was a laser.
oh,
Let's just call it.
if there was
Let's
a
just
laser.
round down and say 4.19.
Yeah, let's
just say
a
4-0.
Did I hear under 4? Did you get
He
9?
broke 4.
Actually, a 3-1.
Well, I mean,
So-
DeMarcus Owens. I mean, that dude had to go off topic. DeMarcus Owens had a very great senior year. I don't know if you. I mean, following NMSU State football.
He's a big time player.
breakups.
Yeah, he was.
I honestly would not be surprised
Would
if
you
you see
know-
his name pop up
Yeah.
on like a.
I could definitely see an undrafted free agent.
Just
Uh,
sign
he's
the
good.
practice squad, and he might make a team.
That is good.
You see, guys. I mean, it's possible.
Do you guys know how much players make on the practice squad?
A lot.
Probably.
Over like 6 figures.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah, that's
Because they usually go against the number 1 defense, like the first team defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And talk about undrafted free agents.
Yeah, we have
Linebacker
another one.
here, Terrell Hanks.
T. Hanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely thought that, not to say anything about our football team here. I think that's the only reason that he may have been overlooked. Is
Yeah.
because, you look at the guys that went before him and after him, they came from a little bit bigger schools, a little more competition.
And you also look years past. Larry Rose. I think a lot of it had to do with the exposure we got in the Arizona Bowl.
Yeah.
Having such a great. That was a great season. I mean, 6-6 doesn't sound
I'm
good.
good. They don't need to win another one. I'm fine. I got my lifetime. I got my one.
Yeah.
And I think that's recruiting.
feel.
I think the recruiting class they have this year is really, really good. And I've seen some of those guys that have shown up, and they're pretty damn good.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's good to see.
We have a tough schedule next year.
But we'll get into that at some eventual point. But
Probably when Josh
there's
comes
6 games that I see us winning. For sure. I mean, there's always 6 games.
on. Bryce always thinks we're going to go 11-0 or something.
We should go 12-0 every single year.
We play Alabama.
We're
next
gonna
year.
beat Alabama.
We are going to beat Alabama. We're definitely beating Alabama.
7-3.
Okay, so back to Terrell Hanks. 7-3. Who are we losing to?
No, I said that's gonna be the score.
Oh, 7-3.
7-3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tua's not gonna throw a touchdown pass.
Yeah. Okay, so back to Terrell Hanks. What did you guys think? I thought it was kind of disappointing he didn't initially get drafted.
I thought he was going to be in like the 5th round.
What I was hoping was I was
thinking
following it. I was following it into the draft when I saw that there was like 5 picks left, and he was on the top.
He was the number 1
top
left?
3. He was the top 3 picks for every team that was left. I was kind of hoping he would go last because that gives him more exposure.
It's crazy what the last pick does.
They call him Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, in every sport.
Every single time. The last person to draft is called Mr. Irrelevant, and they get like a bunch of
Yeah, they get a jersey that says it.
yeah.
Isaiah Thomas was the 60th.
Yeah,
pick.
and
I
I
keep
mean,
bringing basketball.
Ryan Sucka, he announced the other night. That's a dude. That's a good kicker for
Probably
and I mean-
millions of dollars.
to kick a football.
Oh yeah.
But I was hoping he would go when it got to that point. Obviously, I wanted to go earlier, but when it got to that point,
I was a little upset because he was for inside linebackers he was rated 9th.
And then wasn't he 5th in terms? I thought he was 5th. He was 5th on some board.
Yeah, no, but for ESPN, he was rated number 9 overall for inside linebackers, and I was so pissed seeing guys that were like the 19th ranked inside linebacker, 21st.
I feel like that's definitely school. Like your
That's what I'm saying.
conference
Like schools that have a little more clout than we do, to use for a lack of a better word.
but I mean, you look at undrafted free agents that in the past.
Oh, yeah.
There's a long list. Tony Romo's on there.
Philip Lindsay
Kurt Warner.
made the Pro
Philip
Bowl
Lindsay.
last year.
They did a whole story on him.
Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl last year. I
Yeah.
mean, the dude broke his wrist in the last game of the year, but the guy would have been. The guy's good.
Colts plug Adam Vinatieri.
Exactly. Gotta love Adam.
So-
Vinatieri.
So I know the ladies here know Terrell. You guys know Terrell Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Go ahead and talk about T. Hanks.
T. Hanks went to high school with my cousin. I played football with him, so I was causing a little Randazzo.
He's from Florida, right?
Yeah, he went to LaSalle High School.
Yeah.
T. Hanks is a quality man. I once helped him with a
Tupac presentation.
Yes.
I personally, I kind of know football. I really wanted him to go late to Miami. I think they had like 2 or 3 picks in a row, like really late. And I really wanted him to go. I was sitting at Andale's doghouse just like watching. He didn't, and I was really sad.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he gets to stay home in Miami and go to work there.
That's probably the coolest part about this whole thing is him getting to stay in Miami.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
It's good for him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's a roster.
And I think
he can easily work his way up.
Yeah.
They're not very good. And
Yeah, I mean they sit in the AFC East with some quality teams.
yeah, I think he's gonna make the roster.
I also think that, I feel like he's going to make a lot out of this opportunity because he seems like a super hard worker. I don't really know him, but from all the tweets I've seen, he's a hard worker, so he'll probably make it.
And I think New Mexico State football kind of molds that. You kind of have to be a hard worker to make it.
Oh yeah,
This
this
program.
isn't an easy place to.
No, definitely. But we're going to go to break here. We still have one more thing to talk NFL, and then we're going to jump into NMSU Sports and our They Got Next segment. But we'll be right back after the break.
Quick reminder here, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor, which is by far the most efficient way to start your own podcast. Anchor has all the tools you need to start your own podcast, which are easily available straight from your phone or computer. All these tools are free of charge, so go over and get started.
Editing your podcast on Anchor is easier than ever, and making your podcast sound great is a breeze. One perk of Anchor is that making money is extremely easy, and there is no minimum listenership.
Another thing that's great about Anchor is that it will distribute your podcast to as many platforms as you want to be heard on. If you're interested in starting your own podcast today, make sure you download the Anchor app or head to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're gonna finish NFL here. So Tennessee brought this up. Tennessee, tell us what we got here.
Yeah, it's pretty sad and it's unfortunate. A player who got drafted by the Giants 6th round. So I mean, he's obviously going to get an opportunity to make the roster, and I'm assuming he'll at least be on the practice squad if he doesn't make the roster. But looking like it's going to be a tough road for him to get back. He was actually shot the day after being drafted. He went out, I think, and he just got unfortunate. His name's Corey Valentine, and he was shot with him and his friend was actually killed. So
Yeah, that's rough.
he went for the best day of his life, probably, because getting drafted in anything is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's for kickball or for,
Underwater basketball.
whether it's for underwater basketball,
cheese
kickball,
roll.
or the NFL draft. I mean, that was probably the best day of his life. I mean, all this hard work paid off, and then he goes into it's just unlucky, and it just, I don't know, makes you question a lot of things, that's for sure. So hopefully he's in good spirits right now, and he should recover okay, and they said that he should be able to play again, but I guess we'll see with that. I just wanted to talk about that. It's sad. You never know what can happen to you.
Oh yeah, and it goes along with everything that's just going on,
Especially in football.
in the world today. I know there was another shooting on this past weekend at a synagogue in I want to say it was San Diego.
It's popular. It's crazy. It's popular right now,
Yeah,
which is awful to say.
I mean, it's a popular thing for these people that I don't know what is wrong with them, but they think that's their best option.
Their calling card.
But yeah,
To go,
but that's
to
a
do awful
completely
acts.
different.
Yeah, we could get into that. That's something we can talk at length about.
But yeah, I mean, obviously your heart goes out to Corey and his family, and
Obviously, his friend's family who actually did not make it. So
so
That's one guy I think I'm going to follow.
yeah, obviously that. And what's crazy is him being shot actually brings more exposure to him, which is good in the sense that people are going to be rooting for him, but it's bad in the sense that that's what it took.
yeah.
So, but hopefully he does well. And I'm a Cowboys fan, and all NFC East, clashes aside, I hope he actually becomes something really good.
So we'll move on over to
Bryce, you got some women or some NMSU Sports?
some NMSU Sports. The New Mexico State women's tennis team, WAC champs.
Let's go.
Lindsay Harless.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What you know?
So I went to high school with Lindsay, and she was all-state tennis. Like, she's amazing at tennis.
Okay.
And she was the one that clinched the match for him.
She had the last point, the winning point. Yeah.
Against who did they play? Grand Canyon.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was the one that sent them to the tournament. She's pretty damn good, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's always good to get a win over Grand Canyon.
Especially local person getting it done.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's those who really follow Aggie athletics know that any game against Grand Canyon is a big one.
It's just great for
to be able to get the win in that. We're also going to talk about our baseball team. Our baseball team just beat Sacramento State. The big series, 1 versus 2.
Who was 1 coming into this?
Us.
Oh, and then so we
and Sac State,
so
right? Or was it the other way around?
No, I thought it was the other way.
Was it really?
I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I thought we were.
I
up there.
thought they were 1 game ahead of us.
But now we're 1 game. ahead.
Regardless, we're number 1 right now.
I don't like that.
That's
How do you not like R2D2?
That's the weirdest
That's what that
sound.
Ethan, what's the joke?
Never seen stuff.
What do you call a belt with a watch on it?
Give us some time, because you're real quick on this. You're just giving yourself points.
Can you ask this?
What do you call
Oh, sarcasm! I love it.
a belt with a watch on it?
What do you call a belt with a watch on it?
I always want to just mix them together, like put
Watch belt.
watch belt. Like that just sounds
What
like.
is the score, 8-2? Wait, didn't we get one today?
Yeah, that's the
I was like, so you got one and I got one now.
Belt with a watch on it.
Belt, watch.
I don't know.
Belt.
A waist keeper.
Waistband?
A waste of time.
I was kind of close. A waist keeper keeps your waist.
Alright.
No.
Yeah, funny.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, New Mexico State baseball looking good. They play Arizona this Tuesday.
So they have out of conference games, even in conference.
Oh yeah, and also Ashleigh is well aware of this. Make sure you guys are at Presley Askew this upcoming weekend. We are going to have May the 4th.
Is it
Hey.
Star Wars costume
Did
thing?
Nicole tell you?
No.
I'm gonna be Darth Vader.
Oh
What
no.
a loser.
I will be walking around Presley Askew as Darth Vader.
Oh, that would be so. That's gonna be so hot.
Yeah, that's like a 2:00.
I wanted
Dude,
to
that's an
be
all
Groot.
black. Ooh.
I'm Groot.
Yeah, she wants
I
some
wanted to be
Groots.
Groot, but that's
Star-
not
okay,
in Star
okay.
Wars.
Can you
Time out.
just
Story time.
Can you be Groot anyways?
Time out. So, what day was it that you texted me?
Probably Wednesday.
Yeah. So, she texted me on Wednesday and she said, "Hey, so I just found out. I just found out, and so is Thor, and so is Hawkeye, and Batman, and so she texted me on Wednesday night,
So is Black Widow.
and she was like, "Hey, so I just found out Groot is not." Shut up! Groot is not part of Star Wars.
I didn't know. I really thought it was. I've never seen
Black
Star
Panther.
Wars.
I've never seen Star Wars either.
High five. So I don't really care about that stuff, so I had no
I'm
idea
Groot.
what I was going to be, so I wanted to be Groot.
From where?
I am Groot.
It's from the
Despicable Me.
Galaxy of the Guardians.
I don't know.
Did you say Galacable Me?
I said Despicable Me.
I like that better.
What is it from?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That one.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Yeah, so, anyways, make sure you guys go check that out. We have a really good baseball team here in Las Cruces. It's also Cinco de Mayo, so if you're looking for a fun thing to do on Cinco de Mayo, come to baseball.
Shout out my little brother's birthday.
It's kind of chewed up. Sorry. So that's all we have for local NMSU sports. That was redundant, but we're gonna go. Amada has a special
What has a
question.
question for us?
She has a question for us, so let's hear it.
Oh, she's turning the mic too.
I'm kind of scared.
Could you help me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good. You're good.
Okay. You guys know how you guys probably don't know about this yet, but they asked us our top 5.
Yeah, we'll get into that, but yeah, we eventually will ask them about their top 5 favorite athletes. Oh, where is this going?
Yeah, what is it?
Who are
Well,
your top 5?
Athletes?
we want to know cute. Like, who you think is the cutest?
Athletes?
Oh.
Yes.
Wait, male? Like guys?
Yes.
Male athletes.
Yes.
Okay, I can get.
Wait, male athletes?
Yes.
Oh.
Give us your hot list.
Oh, wait, so we're just doing guys here.
You can
Yes.
do girls if you want.
What do you guys want to do,
Does
guys?
it have to be athletes? Are we doing athletes?
You could do your top 3 girls, top 5 athletes.
Oh, top 3 girls.
Top 3 girls. Oh yes.
She has a pencil and paper, so she's totally writing it down.
And we'll turn the microphone to you guys.
Alright, you can go first.
Okay, so top 3 female athletes based off of looks. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Does it have to be athletes?
It could be anybody.
No,
Yeah.
I can't put
anybody.
Yes, I can.
Anybody?
No.
Anybody who's ever been an athlete.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a sports triad. I think Ariana Grande triad.
Josh Hopkins.
Okay,
DeMar
so
Owens.
number 1, definitely Alex Morgan.
Yes, me too.
Then Hope Solo.
Fierce.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fierce pick.
And then
She could She could beat you up. You know that.
And then. Oh man, that last one is tough.
Hurry up, dude.
I see everybody Googling on their
I didn't have this ready.
Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
Neither did
You guys
we.
really need to get a diary.
No.
Who's your last one? Come on.
Let's see.
Oh, that's it's gotta be.
I don't know, man. Anybody on the Victoria Maidens
Okay.
from the
Good.
Lingerie Football League?
Good job.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay.
Interesting.
So it doesn't have to be athletes?
Yes.
Could be,
Yeah.
they
It has to be
have,
athletes?
it could be anyone if they've been an athlete.
Okay,
Okay.
can I go? Since
No,
you're
I
not
got mine ready.
You're not ready.
Give us your
All right,
list.
my first one is Skylar Diggins.
Can we see her?
She is a gorgeous basketball player, and I really, really like her.
Is she taller than you?
No, I hope not. No, she's an inch shorter than me. She's 5'9".
What a woman.
Oh yeah, from Bakersfield.
My second will probably have to be. No, that's all. You're all bad.
Oh my god.
I know you're a big Brittany Griner fan.
No.
Wow.
I don't know any of these people.
Me either. I
We're
thought
best-
you guys could go with some juicy gossip.
Oh, just wait till he gets me. That's not gossip.
Wait, so it has to be athletes, right?
Could be anybody.
Oh, it can be okay then. Margot Robbie. She plays the wife in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wait, we can anybody?
I don't want to butcher this.
Put Scarlett Johansson on there for me.
Oh, Scarlett Jo, she's hot.
Scarlett Jo's
Yeah,
bad.
Scarlett Jo. Okay, hold up. I think my last one.
Boys are picky.
Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, had you told me I would have had this all in APA format with lists and references as to where I
Okay,
got the pictures.
pharmacist. Get out of here.
Okay, my last one. I'm gonna go with Summer Rae.
Who?
Yeah, she's my favorite. You guys can go through her if you want. Summer Rae. I really like her.
Okay, for me, did you do athletes?
I did one athlete.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do one non-athlete. It's obviously Ariana Grande. Duh.
People tell me I look like her.
Okay. All right. Kate. Oh God, I don't want to mess this up. Kate Tokuhara
That wasn't that hard.
Tokuhara.
from Cal State Bakersfield. She does not know who I am. I follow her on Instagram. I see her every year.
Spell
at
it
the
back?
WAC.
No.
She plays basketball for Cal State Bakersfield. They're in the WAC. She's Hawaiian.
What does she play?
She plays basketball.
I'll help you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Also,
please keep me updated on that.
also, another one I recently found. Like I'm going out searching.
You are searching right now.
Well, I know her. I don't know her. I also follow this girl on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Her
Okay.
name is Georgia Dale. She plays for Cal Baptist. I don't think I told you about this, Ash.
No.
Cal Bap, white blonde girl. She is
6'3".
from 5'6".
There
Oh.
you go.
She's from Australia.
Oh.
I also follow her on Instagram.
Can I see her?
She doesn't follow me back. But Georgia Dale, if you're listening to this,
We love you.
yeah, we do.
Oh,
Oh,
you know,
she
you know
is
who I
so
should have put
pretty.
on there?
Dude, you can't just keep changing it.
Dude, they're all coming to mind now. Caitlin Ohashi, the gymnast from UCLA.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about her.
The woman's her videos all over Twitter.
Did she break her legs?
No, she got a perfect score. Like,
What did she ask? Playing Ohashi?
Oh, the other way, no, Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, I don't know. Which one is that? How is it?
Stop,
do you
dude.
like Caitlyn Jenner? Is that
That's
that's one of your athletes?
No.
Because let's not forget, here's the weekly plug about T being a ladies man.
Yeah.
T is a ladies man. For everyone who doesn't know that, right?
Yeah.
Right, T.
How many girls have you kissed, Tennessee?
No comments. Next question.
Pleading the fifth.
All right.
Why? Why are you doing this?
All right.
Oh.
You searching?
Is that it? Is that all? Is that the question you had for us?
Well, you guys were supposed to name your top 5 boys, but you took cake long.
Oh,
Steph Curry.
I'll go all the people from the Avengers.
Steph Curry, Devin Booker.
Dude, that doesn't have any eyebrows.
Kelly Oubre.
Wait, are they supposed to
Kelly Oubre's a
good looking guys?
Yeah.
Oh.
Steph, Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre. Oh. There's 3.
Dude, this is not that hard.
Yeah,
Missy loves both.
I have my list
Yeah,
already. I have my list.
Why is this not
It's not that hard. Just name them.
Yeah, dude.
I guess I'll just say Klay Thompson. And I feel like Cam Newton is an attractive guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should I go? I'm gonna go with Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. Just 2. Sorry. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. I think Chandler Parsons is a pretty good looking dude. You guys know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, he's a good looking dude when he had his
No
hair.
clue who that is.
Neither.
Dude, I'm joking. I know Chandler Parsons is.
Okay, well, you know who? Something Derrickson, same thing. Gordon Hayward's pretty good looking.
Is
That's
that who
4.
I said earlier?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's 4.
This is just taking a hard turn.
Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know he was
Suck it.
All right. Mine is.
He has his on his phone. It says it's from 6 months ago.
Yeah, I knew this day was coming. Chris Bryant.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper.
Okay.
Bryce.
Oh, Bryce Harper. Yeah, Bryce Rewalt.
Yeah.
One of my favorite athletes right there.
Thank you.
Justin Bieber, just
Yes.
because. Yeah.
That's
We love him.
An honorable mention would be Benson Owens.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's up there. He's pretty close. And then lastly,
Benson Owens is?
Never heard of him.
You've never heard
Your
of Benson
dad?
Owens?
No, that's my name.
No, it's him.
then I think
That's my first name. I go by my middle name. This is a stupid conversation.
Dang, I don't know. The last one's kind of hard.
Anthony Rizzo.
No, Derek Jeter.
Josh Atkins.
Derek Jeter.
Stop throwing his name in there.
All right, so I guess that'll take us over to our
His name's Benson.
our last topic to talk about before we interview the girls we have here right now. Tennessee, who is our they got next topic this week?
All right, we usually do a pickup, but we're doing 3-on-3 fighting. So whatever fighting you want it to be, UFC, MMA, whatever.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter. We're doing the toughest players in the NBA.
Muay Thai?
Dude, shut up. Dude, this is just awful. They got next. We're doing 3-on-3 fighting with the toughest players in the NBA. We kind of compiled a list. So we did a draft before this started. Ethan has LeBron James, DeMarcus Cousins, and Russell Westbrook. He definitely is going for the name brand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's going by popularity. I think LeBron's pretty soft, and DeMarcus Cousins
Those
is
are
funny.
three.
We're gonna get through our teams first.
Okay.
Okay. Bryce has Zach Randolph, Marcus Smart, and Patrick Beverly. And I, by far, have the best team. James Johnson, Steven Adams, and PJ Tucker. Ethan, break down your team.
All right, so LeBron James, DeMarcus Cousins, and Russell Westbrook. Those are 3 guys you do not want to run into in the street.
Dude, it's not the street. It's
LeBron James is the same dude that gets cramps, right? Has to get carried off.
Okay, so you're telling me that you would be completely fine fighting 6'8".
Dude, this is not us.
200.
It's not us. This is LeBron James would go up against
Okay,
Zach Randolph.
LeBron James, DeMarcus Cousins would punk Patrick
James
Beverly.
Johnson's
Do you remember what Zach Randolph told DeMarcus Cousins on the free throw line? Where I'm from, bullies get bullied.
How old is Zach Randolph?
like 40 exactly?
He might kill DeMarcus Cousins.
He might have killed someone already. Dude, how many?
This is just great timing for this. Dad joke in the middle of talking about fighting on the streets.
It's not even supposed to be the streets. Tell a joke. You didn't even have one ready.
What did Thanos say when he re-snapped his fingers?
There's 2.
Iron Man died.
Who's that?
Iron Man died.
What did Thanos say when he what?
Nothing. I'm not going to tell you guys the rest of it because I'm not going to spoil anything.
Bummer.
Oh, is that your joke?
So we get the point?
Oh, we won?
No.
I
I got
Not
here it
3.
is.
Not 3. Not 3. Not 3.
Why did the midget get slapped?
Dude, you can't say that.
Yeah, they're not supposed to say that word.
Why did he get slapped?
Why did he get slapped?
Because he told a woman how nice her hair smelled.
I don't get it. He's dying, but I don't get it.
So the midget got slapped because he told the woman that her hair smelled nice?
Yes.
Does anybody else get that?
No, but I don't
Even
get
though
any
you're
of them.
dying at it, but I don't get it.
Because that has nothing to do with his size. He just got slapped because he was smelling her hair.
Who smells another person's hair? Goes up to him and says, "Your hair smells nice."
It had nothing to do with his size. It was just that he got slapped for being a pervert.
Oh. That's just weird. Like you said that for anybody. Why did it have to be?
Okay, anyways. Why did you pick Russell Westbrook?
He's pretty soft. He just got.
I feel like Russell Westbrook, if you...
Ask Damian Lillard what he thinks about Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Westbrook is a guy I would not want to fight.
Dude, it's not you!
I understand that, but
Russell
I'm looking
Westbrook
at it.
Patrick Beverly.
Russell Westbrook, I feel like, is crazy. Like, I feel like if you set him off, that dude will go effing nuts on you.
I can see where he's coming from.
Okay.
I just feel like he's kind of mentally
Like possessed.
unstable. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Zach Randolph
No, there's no.
told DeMarcus Cousins
Zebo.
basically that he's a punk.
For
Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart is a.
If you know
I
who
don't
that
know
is.
if you guys know who Marcus Smart. Ladies, do you know who Marcus Smart is?
No idea.
Well, you probably don't want to know who he is.
Why?
Patrick Beverly. I hate Patrick Beverly with all I have in my heart, but he
Tough
would,
dude.
he would
Beat most
hurt
people.
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he plays for the
Okay.
Celtics.
We'll save the best for last. James Johnson. Nobody knows who that is, but he was actually voted the second toughest player in the NBA by the GMs, and behind another one of my players. James Johnson is 7-0 in professional MMA fighting. He's also a black belt in karate, taekwondo, and jiu-jitsu. So
how many minutes did he play this time?
he plays a lot actually for the Heat.
I know.
That's
That's
a
my
weird
team.
flex.
Yeah, weird flex, dude. You come up with the topic and you know all these stats about it.
I did that last week.
I'm in charge of the outlines here. And then I have Steven Adams, voted the toughest player in the NBA. And
I'm taking Zach Randolph over Steven Adams.
Yeah,
I'm
PJ Tucker's
taking-
gonna bite his Achilles
I'm taking Zach.
And then my next one is PJ Tucker, another dude you don't want to see in the streets, according to Ethan. So yeah, we're gonna put the poll up. I guess it's gonna be up today, right? It'll be up today.
Yep.
And then you guys vote, and then it's the same thing: 2 wet willies and an embarrassing
he
story.
never got the wet willies. Come here.
Ew.
Definitely did.
Why do you guys do that?
Bryce lost.
Did you guys hear the embarrassing story?
No.
Oh, you guys heard?
You guys need to go listen
We
to
guys
it.
should go listen to that episode because it definitely had to do with Zeta.
It has to do with it.
Oh,
Alright.
good. Well, my
What?
man would be all your guys in fighting. Myers Leonard.
No, it's not.
Let me see.
Wait, who?
Myers only plays for the.
Myers Leonard. He plays for the Blazers. Look at him.
Has nothing. He just looks like a pretty boy.
Yeah, he's-
Look at his arms.
Looks
You're
like a 10 out of 10.
lying.
He is just.
That
I
man's
looks like
a
I
100
could
out of
beat
10.
him up.
Oh
I feel like
my
that's one guy you
God.
get socked in the face once and he's dropping like a sack
You're
of potatoes.
literally lying.
Sack of
I
potatoes.
know.
Ethan, this man is like 4 times your
Okay.
size.
Yeah, he's pretty.
All right, that's all I got. You guys go vote.
Well, Amada, did you have a tough player?
Oh yeah, who would be your player?
Josh Hopkins.
Josh Hankins, DeMarcus Cousins.
What's the question?
Who's the toughest athlete you know?
Who would be the one to fight somebody
if
for you?
Yeah, if you had drama going on and you had to call someone up to go beat someone up, who would you call?
Roy Lopez.
Yep, there's another Aggie player. Yep, Roy Lopez for the Aggies. If you haven't seen him, he's a scary looking dude. But yeah, I definitely I would not mess with him.
Okay.
Is that all we have?
That's all we got for today.
All right, so you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Our next podcast, we've got Ashleigh's dad. Ashleigh's dad is a MLB umpire. He'll be coming in for Friday's podcast. Anything else you guys got? Okay.
No, I think
Stay tuned for this.
Oh yeah, stay tuned for this. Right now we have an awesome interview with Ashleigh and Amada.
That's me.
From
The-
Zeta.
How was the interview? It was a good interview, right?
Oh, great.
It was
interview.
fabulous.
We're coming back.
Yeah, we want to make them a recurring guest. So here is the interview. Thank you guys for tuning in, and all right, we are here with Miss Ashleigh Randazzo and Amada Franco from Zeta. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate
Of
you.
course. Thanks for having us.
So we've got some good stuff. We're glad to get some sorority girls on here. T, let's get this thing going.
All right, so I don't know a whole lot about the Greek life.
He's lying. He does.
I really don't though. I really have no clue. I mean, in Huntsville, I went to a few of the parties, but so talk about the Greek Olympics. What for So do you guys clash between the sororities and the frats, or how does that work? Just tell me how the outline of the Greek Olympics and how that goes.
So Greek Olympics is it's actually just one part of this week-long thing we have called Greek Week. And yes, every sorority is competing against each other, and every fraternity is going against each other. Greek Olympics, we do like 5 different events. One's a human pyramid, tug of war.
Oh, I want to see the tug of war. The tug of war looks intense.
Yeah, it looks like that's a big pride one. Like
the Zeta one this year.
There it is. Just have to throw it in there.
I was actually at the front of the rope.
Oh, you had to retug if you
Hold
did.
your rope. Hold your rope. Okay.
The pyramid, we do a 10-legged race. Chariot, which we also won.
What's the chariot?
So chariot is where actually Tessa's dad built us a new one this year, and the littlest girl in our sorority sits in it with like a helmet, and then it's like a relay, and we hand her off and race her.
Yeah, she better wear that
This
helmet.
happens at the football field, right?
Yes.
Is it like open to the public to go watch?
Yeah. People come, families
I would
come.
love to go watch
My
that.
dad
I would love to
goes.
see this. Yeah. When is it usually?
This year is in March.
Yeah. It's usually like
So it was
between
just
March and
recent.
April.
It was recently. Okay.
Cool. So, Greek Olympics at the football stadium. We're going to that next year.
Definitely going to be there. We'll
Sit
get
in
into
Zeta
this.
section.
Zeta
Oh, there's a section.
Yeah,
That's
it's all, like,
legit.
set up.
It's
So-
legit.
The pink canopy, that's where
Ours.
we'll be.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, somebody write that down. So, who won the Olympics this year?
Honestly, not us. But
Well, I think we won Greek Olympics probably, but
But we
Greek
didn't-
week overall we didn't win.
So, what does that consist of?
Yeah. What are the differences?
so Greek week is you can talk, Ashleigh.
So,
She's like, I'm done.
so like Greek Olympics is just like one component of the Greek week. So there's different events we have to do, and like there's a pool night that we compete in. We have different relays. There's like a give back night at Chick-fil-A. We do service events around campus, and then each thing's like added up with like a social media contest, and whoever comes out with most points from like the entire week wins. From like Greek O, it probably dominated in most things except.
Our pyramid struggled a little bit because Taylor pulled her hamstring.
She
This is some serious stuff.
She was the center of the bottom of our pyramid.
No, but
Oh.
seriously, we've been practiced like 4 weeks in advance, like
Really?
every,
So this is
almost
like
every
something.
day.
This isn't something you just do on the spot.
No, this is like
Okay.
tryouts and practices and
Yeah.
coaches and.
I
So-
actually helped tryouts, and we took like fastest times. Oh, there's like an actual relay too that they run. So we took tryouts, and then we practiced every night from 9 p.m. till
You sound like
we were done.
Jans.
Yeah, were you out there? Were you all out there running 40?
We're starting at 9 and we'll be done at 7.
Yes.
Yes,
There
we
we
have
go.
and timers. Like you have to be. I stood up in front of our chapter and said, "Be fast or be last."
Yeah, that's Jans right there.
I like that. Be fast or be last. Okay, so who did win Greek week then? We got to plug them in.
I'm pretty sure Delta Gamma did.
Yes.
Is that the set? Zetas are the biggest sorority here, right? Or is,
It's
I
always
think-
like a close.
is it between you guys and DG? Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, and what
Last we
else
heard.
is there? There's Chi
Chi Omega,
Delta Zeta.
Alpha Z. Delta,
Zeta, is that a
yes.
mix between the DGs and Zetas?
Wait, Delta Zeta?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I really have never heard
I
of
don't
that.
think I know anyone. who does
So like
that.
on university, the houses like go Chi Omega, then
Yep.
Zeta, and then Delta Zeta. Mhm.
What was Ati?
Chi Omega.
Oh.
Shout out Ati.
Shout out to Ati tomorrow.
My
Yep.
advisor.
She probably is not even listening to this.
Probably not, but she's
no way.
cool.
Yeah, but okay, so we'll move off the Greek Olympics and we'll stay sports related. You guys just won the softball championship last week,
Yes.
and you also won indoor and outdoor soccer.
You betcha.
And Amada, you said you played on all 3 of those.
Yes.
What an
Yes.
athlete.
Yeah, athletes. That's what that is.
3 syllables, 3
The
championships.
best part is you think this is just her now, just playing all of this.
Didn't she play in high school?
In high school, she
You did,
did
like, everything,
every
didn't you?
sport. I guarantee.
You ran track.
Guarantee you could have given her a baseball glove. She would have been out there playing baseball. You could have given her shoulder pads. She would have been on the football team.
Gosh,
Like, guarantee it.
that's tough. Respect.
I'm not even joking.
You're so,
Thank you.
she's
Thank
so
you.
versatile.
Basketball,
Wrestling.
She was an athletic trainer.
You did wrestling?
What
Yes.
That's awesome.
else? She was good too.
Okay, so he's naming all these sports. Which ones were you good at? Which ones were you not good at? Were you good at all?
Soccer too.
Soccer was like my main sport.
Okay.
Wrestling was not my main sport, but I
Okay.
wasn't terrible at it.
Yeah.
It built character.
It's a character building. So Ashleigh, obviously, for anybody that knows Ashleigh, they know of her dad and him being a MLB umpire. Talk about like how into talk about how into baseball you are and what kind of the family, because baseball probably runs in the family for you guys, right? So talk about that a little bit.
Well, baseball has been in my blood since like before I was born, and my dad.
I'm pretty sure she knows more about baseball than me.
She probably knows more than me.
Probably. I'll put you to the test. So my dad's entering his like 20th season in the Major League Baseball career. So he's been there for a while. He's a veteran, and yeah, it's just impacted my family. He's gone like 7 months out of the year, so like that tough schedule.
So what's that like? Talk about how tough that is. Not to your. I mean, it's
probably not easy.
Yeah, he's gone for like maybe like 8 weeks at a time. Sometimes 6 weeks. He has like 3 1-week vacations throughout the year, which like the baseball season's so long from like spring training to like postseason. So it's really long. I kind of step up as like the dad, if you will, sometimes. But no, when he's home, it's a lot of fun. We like cherish when he's there. But we also travel a lot, so that's always a plus.
That's how my dad, he's gone for. That's what's nice about your dad's job. At least he gets to come home. It's broken up. At least we can come home at least every 6 weeks or something. I never saw him for 8-9 months at a time.
Yeah,
but that's cool. And plus, he's in America, so
that's true.
If you ever need to go fly out there, I had to go to China to go see my dad.
Yeah, not that extreme. Not that extreme.
So, going back to the intramural championships, do you have anything you want to say about winning all 3 of those this year?
Well, I would just like to say we went
There you go. What's undefeated? I want to know what that means.
Undefeated in my world means we didn't ever lose.
There you go.
And yeah, we just really.
So in all 3 of those sports, you were undefeated?
Yes. Yes.
That just sounds like elite to me.
That's
So
yeah,
I'd like to
Zeta
say that I was on the outdoor soccer team, and they didn't play me during the championship game.
Hey, it's winning time, actually.
All that matters is you got the shirt.
I got the shirt. I was there in the sideline, like, you can sub whenever you're ready, and they never subbed
That's like
me
the biggest thing about
You can sell whenever you want.
Yeah, it's not shirt.
It's the shirt.
If you get a shirt,
Hey, you're on the team.
yeah, it doesn't matter. If
I
you
got the
play it
shirt.
or
It's all
not.
that matters.
She actually didn't even want to get the shirt. She was like,
Oh, yeah.
She said, I didn't earn it. I was like, Ashley, stop being dumb. She's going to get the shirt.
Did you want to earn it or something? Like, did you want one more game on a rematch?
I felt bad
Just run it
to
back.
contribute anything, but I was really cheering them on.
You were there for moral support.
Yeah, exactly.
I would also like to add that before our pledge class got to Zeta, we weren't very known for our athletic abilities. So shout out to PC 17.
There we go.
That's awesome. So we'll dive into the sorority stuff a little bit more. Word on the street is there's some secret handshakes and some phrases that you guys have.
My mom won't even tell me she was a Zeta.
Yeah. So I
Your
mean, I
mom
don't know if you
must
guys.
be a cool lady.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can really get into it or if you guys want to get into it, but it'd be nice to hear.
For the pod. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, come on.
For the pod, we're not allowed to say anything. But I can say that every sorority has their own like ritual or secret things that go on, and ours is just super cool.
Would you say it's the coolest of all the sororities?
I don't know the other ones.
Oh, so
So sure.
I would like to say that our rituals and all that are what like keep us close and like make us who we are. So we value them highly.
okay.
That's pretty cool.
I wish we could share it with you because it's that cool.
It's so
It's just
cool.
that cool.
It's just that
So-
awesome.
That's so you can't even tell us if it's like a handshake or a dance move.
No, it's a saying because my mom and Cynthia have said it before. There's like a secret thing.
No,
And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, wait, I'm pretty sure it's like they whispered into each other's ears.
Did you just out Cynthia on the podcast?
No, I didn't say what it is.
Oh, so now so if you guys don't know, they're whispering.
I could tell you our open motto.
Our open motto
Is
is seek the noblest.
Seek the. They said that the same exact.
Wow. He's like, I didn't out anybody.
Seek the noblest.
That's
Yeah.
the one that like everyone can know.
Seek the noblest.
Yeah.
Is that what the Zetas do? They try to get the best of
so
the best?
only
Yes.
the best get crowned. So
Oh, yeah.
right. So that's
Oh,
like
so if you don't got it, you can't get
so
in.
this is a crown?
Yeah, so like you didn't know 5 points.
Yeah, each of them stands
Yeah.
for.
Messed up fingers.
Each of them stands.
Each point of the crown stands for. Yep.
Dude, look at this.
No, you have to
Connect
connect
your
your
fingers.
fingers.
I can't.
Oh,
Connect the fingers?
and the yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to do it.
All right. Okay, T, go ahead and move on to the next.
Oh yeah, so the two girls here have shown up with some very spicy filled detailed books
I
here.
wish we had cameras.
Yeah,
Yes. We might take a picture.
Does this? I don't know if it reminds you, but it definitely reminds me of Mean Girls. In terms of-
Yes.
It reminds me of the Burn Book. It reminds me of the Burn Book, and I don't know what exactly. There's a picture being taken right now. Okay,
These
yeah.
are not burn books.
They
They're
look-
just
They definitely, there's color in
Well,
them.
I definitely they're like flipping through it, so I'm not really getting good looks at it, and I don't think they want to show me or us. But they're definitely very creative. So talk about what is in them, please.
So, I actually got the idea from my friend Liv, and she has like this cool journal. And I was like, oh, I need one. And so, like, I started, then I need Ash to make one. And it starts off with just like,
Mine
places
starts
we
off
wanna
with
go.
my favorite quote.
Yeah,
What's
most
your
things,
favorite quote?
most things start out pretty
This says-
soft.
This says, and I live by it. It was on my senior parking spot. Don't let anyone dull your sparkle.
Oh, yeah, that's an Ashleigh quote.
That-
for sure.
Yeah. All right.
That also sounds like a Nicole Sack.
Oh yeah, shout out the best
It does.
boss. Yeah, it just kind of continues.
So it starts out PG, but I don't think.
No, it
it's
gets to double rated R eventually.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this is that rated X kind of stuff.
well,
We do have hot lists in here, so
Yep.
if you make our hot list, that's pretty special.
So
Yeah.
you can't say that right now, right?
my hot list, you can know mine.
As we move the mic
Oh, is this
closer.
on?
Yes, it's on.
I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm scared
Okay,
now.
let's hear. Okay, how about you just give us one or two if you're so scared.
Josh Atkins.
Josh is gonna be on the pod here in a couple of weeks or a week or so. So just know.
Yeah, we can put in a good word for you.
It's okay. He has a girlfriend, I think.
Oh, John.
Oh, it's too bad.
It's
You
okay.
played soccer, right?
I'm seeing one
Play
guy
soccer?
I
now.
played soccer.
Soccer has what do they have in front of the goals?
Oh yeah, see,
A goalie.
yeah, soccer has
Thanks.
goalies, but people still score, just like hockey. Hockey has goalies, but people still hit the net.
Thanks for the advice,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, we got
I'm
it.
pretty sure I see a couple people I know. One guy I know personally. What's up?
One of those guys I'm very, very close with.
Shout out my boy. Who is it?
Isaac Vance.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Go Kent State.
There we go. That's
Go Kent State.
Ashley, do you want to elaborate?
I'm going to have to keep my names confidential.
Are they athletes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely yes. I am attracted to athletes. That's no secret.
Okay, there we go.
But it's continuing on in our
Definitely
book.
no secret.
Yeah. What else? What did you say?
Definitely no secret.
Bryce, I will out you on here too.
No, we don't need to do that. This is about you guys.
Okay. I have Go
Our
ahead.
best friend to-do list.
Oh yeah, Ashley edition.
What's on that?
Spring training with Ashleigh, of course, because she's already gone. 3 sleepovers in 4 days.
Which we did.
Not in
actually
free. Just
turned-
let's make it more modest and more doable.
I think
4
it turned
days.
into 5 days, didn't it?
Yeah, I went long.
You guys can't handle each other for 3 nights in a row.
Well, the
we
next
did-
one says move in together, which we're roommates at Zeta next year. So
Oh, that
Are you guys living in the Zeta house next year?
yes.
That could be a.
Is that fun?
TV.
Like I hear that's kind of. I hear that's like. Are you living in the Zeta house now?
Yeah, do you want to hear my personal opinion?
Let's hear.
It really is a sleepover every night, and it's fun. But sleepovers are not meant to be every night.
So it can get.
Sometimes you just want to sleep.
Wait, so you guys really have your own like cook?
We have a
Yes.
chef. Her
Chef.
name's Martina.
Shout out to Martina. That's
Shout out
awesome.
to her.
That's so
I
cool.
was
That's pretty
your own
cool. Yeah.
chef. Dude, that's dope.
That's
Dude,
nice.
we got one of totes.
His name's Cockroach.
Oh.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Oh no.
Rip.
Let's not get into sounds like it's.
All right. So anywhere in those books, is there any trash talk about any other sororities? Is there beef with any other sorority?
They looked at each other like,
Oh.
can we answer that?
We actually love every sorority.
Greek unity is the best thing
Oh,
ever.
dude.
After
This sounds so
Zeta.
robotic.
So now should we cut the mic? And
Yeah,
like really
that was
tell
all.
us?
This is off the record. And
Yeah.
also, what you guys sounded like robots there.
Yeah. We love
It's the best.
They definitely practiced that.
Yeah, they're like.
No, but
We
really,
actually love it.
Yeah, they're all our friends.
Before we came in here, Ashleigh said, Amada, be nice.
Okay, so this.
Okay, so is there any other thing you want to talk? One last thing each of y'all want to talk about in the list before we move on.
let me check.
Like what do you think needs to be known?
We have no.
Okay,
What's that right there?
they're definitely just going through each page and like, can we talk about this? No way.
My wanna kiss list?
Just kidding. We have a kiss list and then want to kiss list.
Clearly more open to talking about
What's in her book?
See, there's people that have no filter, and then there's Amada.
Is there another step to that?
Yeah, then there's like 3 walls, and she's past.
Because I would say we don't have a filter, but she's just like, is that my wanna kiss list?
Should I tell them?
Oh, fine, I'll tell you.
Okay, fine.
You don't have to pull my leg about it.
I'll stop begging, okay? I'll just do it.
Sure, our kiss list. Okay, well, individualized. 1, 2.
Oh, it's not jointed?
No.
So we both kiss?
How many have you kissed? How many guys have you kissed?
Wait, I have a number. Are you giving a number?
Heck yeah. We're giving numbers. Let's hear it.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Ashley's first.
Oh, sorry, Mom. 10.
Miss Randazzo.
Wow, I'm calling your mom right now.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
calling
damning Tony. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling
Actually,
your mom and your dad. Put them on the phone.
out of this list, I bet you my 1, 2, 3, 4 my dad knows. 5.
How many are you proud of?
Let me relook at the list. Let me look at the list again.
And just to let you know, I watched Amada counting just now, and it looks like a lot more than
By the way, she just got done counting.
I'm proud of 1.
She just turned the page,
2.
actually.
I'm proud of 3.
Ashley's proud of 3 out of the 10.
Actually,
Hey,
4.
Okay,
40%.
in
That's pretty
baseball
good.
numbers, that's excellent.
Thank you, Ethan.
There we go.
That's
Always
good.
gonna make some more
Batting average
lines.
is out of the park.
That's good at anything but shooting free throws.
Let's go on to Amada's
Let's
number.
go. Amada, do you have a number for us?
That means it's way more than 10.
31.
Hey, that's not bad.
31?
Not bad.
That's not bad.
And so how many are you proud of?
She just gives the most nonchalant shrug. It's like, whatever, man.
I don't know.
Alright, that's it. She closed the book.
Just say she's proud of all of
Yeah,
them.
I'll
Every
throw you
single
one.
one of them.
Every single one of you guys
You know
are
who you
great.
Are great.
Okay,
Love you all.
so yes, they brought their books. What are those books called?
Those are journals.
Burn
Journals. They brought their
They brought their burn books.
Literally.
Journals.
Okay, so they brought their journals, and we thank them for bringing that because that brought a good topic to talk about.
Appreciate you
Ethan,
guys.
let's go ahead and get on to the next topic we're going to, and that's this one right here.
Let's see. So you said there's no beef.
Absolutely none?
Absolutely not.
Off the record. Come on. This is a
Yeah.
Sports Triad.
Yeah.
It's like good shape.
I can guarantee
Okay, so-
Kynos and DGs do not listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
how about you tell us about maybe an elbow that was thrown at the Greek Olympics
Or in an intramural game.
or an
I know I've
intramural
seen-
game?
I watched the intramural
Should I
basketball.
tell them about Pike Powder Puff?
Well,
Let us have it.
well,
Give us
first
the juicy deets.
we'd like to say that we love friendly competition.
And we would never ever do anything to intentionally hurt anybody.
They're reading off a piece of paper.
We're not.
Yeah, this was practiced 3 hours ago.
That maybe.
That baby.
I'll tell you guys one thing, but I actually felt really bad about it. We were
She might be the best guest we've ever brought on here.
we're doing this philanthropy event because we love to help people raise money for their philanthropies. It's called Pike Powder Puff. I forget what they raise money for, but go Pike. And it's a football game, and they're the refs, so they don't really put any limits on it.
Just let it go.
And I accidentally broke a girl's ankle. Like, really. It got broken.
Like it really broke.
Like it was turned
Hospital,
the other direction.
broken,
Oh,
had a
ever-
cast.
seeing
Did you
it,
sign it?
I appreciate it.
Sorry.
Seeing a
Sorry.
body part facing the other direction or the way it's not supposed to might be the worst I've ever.
I didn't actually know, like, I hurt her until one of our,
Screaming at her to get up.
Oh, you're fine.
Come
Suck it
on,
up. Rub some
compete.
dirt on it.
yeah, one of my sisters was like, yeah, you did that to her. And I was like, and I felt really bad.
Oh my goodness.
But again, that was just an accident.
An accident.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like the most competition we've had.
But friendly competition like intramurals, always fun. Green week.
Raising a lot of competition comes from like raising money for different things.
So is it through who raises more money? Is that kind of what fuels it?
Yeah, so I actually won us a pizza party.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I'm amazing.
Yeah. If you guys want
We-
to sell something, let me do it.
And well, Zeta actually collected the most items for our Bags of Hope drive last semester.
Well,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Mhm.
It's really cool. So then we got to ask, you were talking about doing stuff with fraternities. Do you guys have a favorite frat?
Personally, or our chapter?
Oh, is there? I don't know what that is.
How about personally?
We can do both.
Okay. Personally, my favorite fraternity is Sigma Chi.
Okay.
You?
I like the football team.
Is that a fraternity?
Okay, wait. Pause.
Football team.
Pause.
That's its own frat.
Hang out with the frats.
Okay, if we're doing that, then I too love football teams. But frat Sigma Chi.
On the baseball team.
No, I'm just friends with them.
We're friends with
What's
the
the football? Wait, what's the football team then?
There's some hotties.
Not friends. They're
Brothers.
prospects.
Okay, well, it depends on who you're talking about. I'm talking about like our best friends, DeMarcus or Jay Hood, or like
my first pick,
Randazzo.
Terrell Hayes.
yeah, it's a
First pick.
Yes.
That's
Had it been a
Really are
mock draft,
prospects.
you would have got number one.
yeah.
He should have gone to go.
Yeah, he should have.
Who's Kyler Murray?
No idea.
I don't know who that is.
Well,
Short.
go to the Oakland days.
The
Oh,
boy
okay.
who tackled you, he got drafted.
No. Zach Gentry did not tackle me.
He allowed you.
I went to tackle. Okay, story time. I went to tackle Zach Gentry. Got picked in the 5th round of the draft.
Yeah.
Tight end out of Michigan. My junior year, he was a senior. I went to tackle him, and I went right at the outside of his knee. He put his knee into my helmet, and I was just laying there dizzy for like 10 seconds. Like, what
That's
the hell
why he's
just
in the
happened?
league.
That's why he's in the league, and that is why I got moved from corner to safety.
And not in the league.
Hey, but who has the record for longest interception return for a touchdown?
That's Ethan
It's
Alvarado.
Ethan Larry Alvarado.
I was at that game.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. Shout out to Mayfield.
Ew.
Probably my second favorite high school in the city.
Ew.
I don't like Cruces, and I don't like Onyate.
Ew.
I like Onyate.
Who's your second favorite high school?
I don't have a second favorite.
Mississippi Valley.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard about that.
Love Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fake.
Okay.
That was also read off of a note card.
No, I'm
I love Christians.
Okay, so real quick, we're going to go to a break, but after the break, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about why Zeta is the best sorority, and we're going to talk about some other things. We'll get into it, and we'll also get to something very funny that's going to be at the end of this segment. But yeah, we'll be right back after this break.
Quick reminder here, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor, which is by far the most efficient way to start your own podcast. Anchor has all the tools you need to start your own podcast, which are easily available straight from your phone or computer. All these tools are free of charge, so go over and get started.
Editing your podcast on Anchor is easier than ever, and making your podcast sound great is a breeze. One perk of Anchor is that making money is extremely easy, and there is no minimum listenership.
Another thing that's great about Anchor is that it will distribute your podcast to as many platforms as you want to be heard on. If you're interested in starting your own podcast today, make sure you download the Anchor app or head to anchor.fm to get started.
Okay, we're back, and we are still here with Ashleigh and Amada. We're going to move on to the second part of this interview. So they're a part of Zeta Tau Alpha, correct? That's Zeta Tau Alpha.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so describe to us and the people what makes Zeta the best sorority and why someone should join.
Simple. Me and Ashleigh are there.
Oh.
Okay.
Just
Shameless
kidding.
plug.
I think that our sisterhood is actually unmatched. It's super close, and
Yeah, I feel like you can definitely, even if you're not close to someone, you're close enough to go and tell them like something that's personal. And I don't think you can find that in a lot of chapters. Granted, I'm not in them, but you hear things. We also, we've talked about competition, and we're all very competitive, but like at the end of the day, like we're there to like better ourselves as people and as leaders and to raise money for our awesome philanthropy. So I feel like while every chapter does that, ours is just like at a next level.
Okay, so you said philanthropy. Can you talk to us about Zeta's philanthropy?
So our philanthropy is breast cancer education and awareness. We're actually the only sorority who's partnered with the NFL. We've been partnered with them for a while, and we work together to raise money for that cause. I think one of the best things about our philanthropy is like a lot of with the girls in our chapter actually have personal experience with people who've had breast cancer. So it's also education and awareness too. So like we help people to remind them to get mammograms, like a bunch of different things like that. And so since people in our chapter have been exposed to that, it hits home for them and it makes us want to work just that much harder.
That's cool. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's a very respectable thing that y'all do with that for sure. Ethan, go ahead and get into this other topic.
So
it's kind of
it's a little more serious. I mean, we talked about it a little bit before with you guys, but I think a big issue that a lot of girls and guys too, coming into college, joining a fraternity or sorority, their big thing is maybe hazing, stuff like that. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on it?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
These hands. Okay, what?
Well, this is supposed to be a thing that they're supposed to say.
No, I know. 3, 2, 1. These hands don't haze. There's absolutely no hazing in our chapter for sure. 100%.
I'm pretty sure the whole country is anti-hazing, but it's more enforced in different. And it's more enforced in different areas of the country, for sure. I know Lambda Chi, because of Bo, he said that there's no hazing there and they're anti-hazing, but it's more just like a brotherhood. But I don't know. I think here they do a really good job of that, because there's nothing. I've never seen anything in the news or anything about hazing here. And you see it all. It seems like you see more in the South, where a little bit more racism goes on, and
like
maybe
bigger schools.
Yeah, bigger schools.
Yeah,
there's just more
They can
opportunities for things that have like racism and bullying, and
you can get away with it.
you can get away. Yeah, all sorts of stuff, and different ethnicities are clashing. It's just I feel like it's different places.
So another question is, I think kind of when you're growing up and you hear of fraternities and sororities, how crazy the parties can be.
Mm-hmm.
Are fraternity and sororities parties really that crazy, or is it kind of?
Well, I would say no. Ashleigh here, I don't party, so I can't answer that.
I can answer it. I can definitely answer it. I was in Greek life, like the mecca of Greek life, when I lived in Alabama, and I was 90 minutes, like I said earlier, from the University of Alabama, and they are indeed crazy at that level in terms of where I don't know how many there are, hundreds, I guess, of Lambda Chi or Sigma Nu or those, and I guess at that level they're pretty crazy. Like it's kind of how you see them in the movies. Like there's like an upstairs, and it's like you're trying to get upstairs, and that's like the thing. Like I didn't go to them often, but I wanted to experience it just because that'd be the only place I could, and I was only there for 1 year, obviously, but I can answer it for you. Yes.
I would just like to say boys aren't even allowed in our hallway. So So at our sorority house, Zeta, in the Beta Nu chapter, we're pretty strict. We're not allowed to throw parties or anything at our house, and we have a very beautiful house, and we can share it with you guys for like philanthropy events, but not for parties.
Pancakes.
Yes. And we do have rules and stuff, and they're enforced to keep us safe, and I think that a lot of us, we do feel safe there, so.
Frat boys, on the other hand, we can't speak.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about sorority. I was talking about just frat boys.
I think fraternities are
they're way different.
Yeah,
I feel like our parties can't be big around here because it is so small.
I feel like it's just asking for something bad, especially here, because you guys don't have them. So if one were to ever be thrown, it'd be probably like the first one. They're like, oh no, we're definitely doing this, and then it would just get out of hand.
Yeah. No, definitely. So that pretty much wraps up.
We got one more thing, right?
We got this fun one. I think
we do it. Yeah. We do it for every guest, right? So we're gonna get, because you guys are some females, and we're gonna get your top 5 athletes of all time and the cutest 5 athletes of all time. It could be any sport, any.
It doesn't have to be professional. It could be college.
Could be men or women. It really doesn't matter in terms of top 5 or cutest 5. Doesn't matter. So let's hear it.
All right. Well, I see Ashleigh's pencil moving around.
I have to write them down. Okay,
so what are you going? Go in top 5.
Yeah, we'll each get your top 5 first.
5. Okay. I'm gonna go with Anthony Rizzo.
Here comes a bunch of baseball.
Actually, no.
Wow.
Rude.
Block.
Second, I'm going with Mitchell Trubisky. Shout out my boy.
Are all of these Chicago people?
Excuse me. Born and raised. Number 3.
Get off her block, Ethan.
Hey, I don't have a problem with it.
I'm going to go with Brian Urlacher. New Mexico represent. Number 4, I'm going with Devin Hester.
She's staying in Chicago. Right?
I'm staying in
This is
Chicago.
4 straight Chicago. And last one?
Last one, I'm going to go, I didn't write it down, so I have to think. Shoot.
That'd be Michael Jordan.
Definitely not. Not a huge basketball fan. Let's go Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah!
There we go.
Okay, what about your... what are we doing?
We're going Amada's top 5.
Amada's top 5.
I don't really know the things Ashley does about those.
Hold on, you told me you've been Googling. So who you been Googling?
Yeah.
Well, I know hot players. They wouldn't be my top picks. If I had to choose like the best athletes, I follow women's soccer a lot, so I'd definitely say Mia Hamm.
There we go.
What a legend. Alex Morgan, super cool. Christina Perez, Hope Solo, any of those chicks, really awesome. Boys.
I thought you were talking about the women's soccer team for a second, and I was like, pretty sure they play. I'm pretty sure those are professionals.
Yeah. Isn't Kobe good?
He was.
Me and Amber call ourselves Kobe Bryant. That's my little. Like I'm Kobe, she's Bryant.
Amber. Who's Amber?
My little.
Amber.
Yeah.
Aguilar.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Bro.
I know who that is. Did you know what she was talking about? She's
Yeah.
Amber?
No.
I know like 7 Ambers.
Love her. Love you, Amber.
Okay, so that's 4. You only have 4.
No, I didn't. What?
Yeah, Alex Morgan, Hope Solo, Kobe Bryant, and...
The last one she said was good.
I heard that.
DeMarcus Owens.
That was on my
Dio.
list. That's on my list.
Okay, so
Okay.
I said it first. After
We're going back to Ashley.
Cutest 5. Cutest 5.
Cutest. Saquon Barkley. If you haven't seen that Sports Illustrated ESPN thing,
Yeah.
go
That
check
was
out his Instagram.
That was a good one.
See, that's what I'm talking about. She hypes me up all the
That
time.
was good, Ashley. Good pick.
Thank you. Next we're going Javi Baez. Not
Okay.
just cuteness, but like athleticism is hot
He's
too.
also in that same edition of Sports Illustrated.
I know, Ethan. I know.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go.
Why do you know that? You're looking at that?
Yeah, he
There's girls in there too, bro.
No. He got the strictly men's one. He got it with the girl down.
Shoot, got me.
I'm gonna go with. Ethan doesn't agree, but I'm gonna say Manny Machado because he's just so cute.
I thought she was going to say Ethan. She goes, Ethan.
Oh. Non-professional athlete.
Yeah, you're not an athlete apparently, so it doesn't...
I said professional. No offense, Ethan. Your high school career was fabulous.
High school.
Fourth, I'm going with Chris Bryant. He's
That's a good
so
one.
cute.
Curse?
Gosh, I don't know. My fifth one says DeMarcus Owens,
Dio!
There we go.
best friend.
We gotta make sure Dio tunes in.
Yeah.
He's popular
He's
name
on
today.
it twice.
You just talked about earlier.
So there's
All right, Amada, give us your cutest 5.
Josh Atkins.
So for those of you that don't know, Josh Atkins is New Mexico State's starting quarterback.
Very great man.
Very great. I love Josh.
I'm being serious.
Oh yeah, Josh is
He's
great.
1, 2, and 3 on Amada's
Yeah,
list.
Just so you guys know, I asked him to be on the podcast, and he responded like a minute later. So
Yeah, Josh will be on.
he's dope.
Yeah,
Nice guy.
See you laughing.
Well, I have a whole list here, but I don't want to say them all. I really think that. Is this the hot people?
Yeah, that's the kid. Yeah,
I think Eli Chu is really hot.
Hey, shout out my guy E.
Oh.
Eli, if you're listening.
Oh,
Shout out E.
Amada's not being herself right
Eli.
Well, Eli, if you're listening,
Do they have to be actually famous?
It can be whatever you think.
He's
I
a
like-
good athlete.
I like Patrick Mahomes. Even though everyone says he talks bad, I don't really care.
That's good.
I mean, he looks good.
sounds like
Hey,
Kermit the
guys.
Frog.
Yeah, we got 2 more.
T. Hanks.
Oh, T. Hanks. We're excited.
Miami Dolphin represent.
Very awesome.
We have
And Mitchell Allen from the baseball team.
She is just staying here in Cruces.
I think what she's doing, she's throwing out a rod, bro. She's trying to reel him in.
4 out of 5 go.
To be fair, I don't follow sports anywhere
It's
else
all good.
besides here. So
Yeah, we should follow in sports here.
congratulations, boys.
We're gonna get in my car and she's gonna regret this.
Well, it'll
Wait,
be out.
did they listen to this?
Yeah. Eli and Josh will definitely listen to this, but Eli for sure listens to it.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Pat Mahomes listened.
Yeah, hopefully Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, hopefully.
He pops on the pod.
We'll tag him in this.
Yeah, definitely.
Eli doesn't know me.
And I guess
Well,
it's
he
all
will
right.
after this podcast.
Amada, they posted a picture of us.
He'll know you after.
All right, well, that wraps up our. This is probably one of our best interviews. Wraps up our.
We've had some good people on here too. And
Yeah, you guys are at the top.
Nothing like some Zeta.
Nothing like some Zeta, but we appreciate y'all for coming on. Yeah, do you guys want to shout out your Instagram? We do this with everyone. Shout out your Instagram. Shout out your. I know girls
instantly
like to do the
pick up
cash
the
out.
phone.
The cash out.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I'm not desperate like that.
We don't need your money.
Sorry, you're a girl and you've done that.
Okay, Ashleigh, let's hear your social media. Shout it out. And if you want to shout anyone out, this is your time.
Oh my god, it's like winning a Grammy.
Yeah.
My social media is Ash_Dazzle.
Yep.
That's ASH_DAZZLE.
Oh, with the sass.
That's at what? That's Instagram?
That's Instagram and Twitter.
Oh.
Not my Snapchat. That's too classy.
Ballerina Ash.
So much better.
Thank you. I want to shout out. Who should I shout out?
Vivian Randazzo.
Oh, that's my mom. Shout out
Love
my
you.
mom. She's
Yep.
the best mom ever.
Yep, she's awesome.
Shout out. I think that's about it.
It's not like you don't have sisters or anything.
Oh yeah, I have two little sisters. And Ava. Yeah, and just shout out my best friend Marcus Owens. Love ya.
Yep, that's the third time his name is. Amada, hit us with your social media and then shout out some people.
Well, okay. My Instagram is called Amada Franco, not Amanda. AMADA Franco.
Franco.
And my Twitter is the same thing, except there's an underscore in between Amada and Franco.
Cool.
And I
out
would like
Eli.
to give a
Shout out Eli Chua.
Eli, love you.
Shout out all the
Just-
cute athletes anyway.
There
I
we
want
go.
all of the hot boys that walk this campus. Okay.
There we go.
Who are athletic.
And my mom.
Got those parentals in there.
All right, so
Sorry.
yep, that wraps up our interview with Zeta. We appreciate y'all for
Oh, and Zeta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Zeta.
What is our Zeta Instagram?
It's Zeta NMSU.
Yep.
Follow us, love it, live for it.
Comment,
Go Zeta.
Yep, go
There
show
you
love. Go show love to Zeta. But yeah, once again, we appreciate y'all for coming on. And hopefully we can get you guys back on here another time because this was good.
We should just have them on, like, we're having just recurring. Just like, just for fun. No, just to have them on for
Give us
fun.
updates.
Can we just do like a 2-minute segment like per podcast?
Hey, there we
And
go.
it has nothing to do with us. It's just you guys talking. And you send it to us. And you're like, all right, here's a lot of announcements
Commercial break.
about whatever they're talking about.
Actually, we're starting our own podcast.
Yeah, so you guys have
You guys
some
will be the second
competition.
podcast in Las
There
Cruces.
you go.
Click our link.
Swipe up
What's
for our
the
podcast.
genre? What's the genre?
Girl gossip.
Fun.
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 I like that I wonder what not fun would be.
Elite podcast.
We're gonna go with the A team. We're the A team.
We are the A team.
The
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
podcast.
that. I like that.
A team.
A and A.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. What did you think it was?
Oh my god.
The eight?
Ed Sheeran, shut up. Okay, let's go.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Once again, thank you guys for coming on, and we're gonna get on to the rest of our podcast. Okay, so that was our interview right there with Ashleigh and Amada. I think it was super cool having a sorority on here, especially here at New Mexico State.
No doubt.
They've got a lot of good stuff going on over at Zeta. What do you guys think about it?
I thought it was good. These guys, they're hilarious. By far the funniest people we've had on the podcast. I think Swin and Ashleigh and Amada definitely are right there. And honestly, who knows? We could always do a vote. But it's cool because getting to talk to people that are different cultures and communities of the university is always cool to bring people in, and it just, shameless plug for us. It just helps us.
Yeah.
Gets more people to listen to us, and it's
kind of getting away from sports too. It's always nice.
Because we're just jamming sports down people's throat, and it's the same thing right now because it's the same sports, and it's cool to listen to them talk about
and that was
normal stuff.
That was hilarious.
That was fun.
The girls are so funny.
Journals they brought.
And just their comments too, throughout the entire show. They just
they were the first ones to ever just stay through the show.
7 or a 6.
Well, the best part about it was when the interview was over, they asked to stay for the time.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Bryce went up and opened the door. He's like, "All right, you guys good?" And they're like, "No, we're good. We'll stay for the whole thing."
But it was that was a great interview. So and then we're gonna have Ashleigh's dad, Tony Randazzo,
MLB umpire.
Yep, MLB umpire, 20 years I think, and we'll have him in here on Friday. So make sure you guys are ready for that.
We got a bunch of great guests coming.
Great guests upcoming. We're gonna go through a cool stretch here, but so we'll see you guys Friday. We out.
Bye, buddy.
Let's speak.